Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something that's totally shaking up the world of marketing: artificial intelligence. And look, this isn't about replacing people, it's about giving us all an incredibly powerful new co pilot. Let's jump right in. So, let me just ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're pouring your heart and soul into a campaign only to have it completely vanish into all the digital noise out there? You've crafted this perfect message, but it just doesn't seem to connect. And if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. This quote from an agency consultant really hits the nail on the head, right? It captures that frustration perfectly. The old way of doing things, just, shouting your message into the void and hoping for the best, it just doesn't work anymore. Which brings us to our first big idea today. We are in a completely new reality when it comes to marketing. The entire landscape has shifted under our feet, and what our customers expect from us has changed right along with it. This right here really lays it all out. On one side, you've got the old playbook, and on the other, you have what people expect today. We've gone from these one-size-fits-all messages to needing truly personalized experiences. We've moved from vague demographics to needing deep, granular insights. Basically, marketing stopped being a one-way monologue and had to become a real two-way dialogue. So, how in the world do you navigate all this change? Well, you get yourself an AI copilot. And I want to be clear, this is not about some scary robot taking over. Think of it as an indispensable partner, someone in the cockpit with you, helping you navigate all this complexity. Okay, so what's actually under the hood of this copilot? Well, first up, you've got machine learning. This is the part of AI that is just incredible at spotting patterns in huge, massive piles of data, patterns that no human brain could possibly see. It learns from what your customers do so it can help predict what they're going to do next. And then you've got the other piece of the puzzle, natural language processing, or NLP for short. This is how your AI copilot actually understands what people are saying. It can analyze customer reviews, social media comments, and even chatbot talks to figure out how people are feeling. It's what turns that old monologue into a genuine conversation. But does this stuff actually work in the real world? Oh, you bet it does. Just look at this. Amazon says that about 35% of its entire revenue comes directly from its AI recommendation engine. I mean, that is a staggering amount of business, all driven by AI understanding what people actually want. And it is not just Amazon. Let's take a look at Netflix. They say that their AI recommendation algorithm is behind more than 75% of what people choose to watch. Just think about that for a second. 3/4 of what people are binge watching is guided by AI. That is personalization on a mind-blowing scale. Now, this is usually when people start to get a little nervous. They ask, is this going to make my job obsolete? And the answer is a huge, resounding no. Here's the key thing to remember. AI does the heavy lifting with the data so that you are freed up to do what we humans do best: strategy, storytelling, and being creative. It augments your skills. It absolutely does not replace them. All right, now for the really fun part. Let's talk about the actual superpowers this AI copilot gives you. And these aren't just tiny little tweaks. We're talking about game-changing shifts in what's even possible. So let's start with superpower number one: precision customer segmentation. But to really appreciate how awesome this is, we kind of have to look back at how we used to do it, before AI showed up. So here's your classic old school segment: women, 25 to 40, lives in a city. And I mean, it's fine, but it is so incredibly vague. This group has millions of people with totally different interests, different values, different buying habits. It's really not something you can act on. Okay, you ready? Now let's plug in our AI superpower and see what happens. This is where it gets really cool. Whoa, now look at that difference. That is not just a demographic anymore. It's practically a personality. AI has sifted through all the behaviors and values to give us a super specific group. Now you know exactly what message will connect. Sustainability, premium products, maybe a weekend sale. Now that is a target you can actually hit. And our second superpower builds right on top of that first one. Once you have these incredibly precise segments, AI lets you deliver hyper-personalized experiences to every single one of them. And you can do it at a massive scale. We're talking about customizing content, offers, and even entire customer journeys. And the results? Well, they pretty much speak for themselves. This chart shows a retail brand that went all in on AI personalization. And the outcome? A massive 45% jump in their email open rates. See, that's the kind of real, tangible impact that proves this isn't just hype. It's a real strategy that really works.
Okay, so the power here is pretty undeniable. But the big question that's probably on your mind is, where do I even begin? I get it. This can feel a little intimidating, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. Let's map out a really clear starting point.
First off, it's totally okay to feel a bit daunted. This quote from a marketing professional in our source material just captures that feeling perfectly. But you know what else it captures? The feeling that comes right after. Relief. The relief of finally having a tool that helps you connect with your customers in a way that truly matters. The key is to just make it manageable. So here's a simple 3-step plan. First, educate yourself. There are tons of great online courses to just get the basics down. Next, explore the tools out there. A lot of platforms you might already be using, like Google Analytics, have some seriously powerful AI features already built in. And finally, and this is the most important one, just start small. You don't have to change everything overnight. Pick one specific thing, like analyzing a campaign, and just try out an AI tool to see what it can do. Because at the end of the day, AI isn't the pilot. You are. It's the co-pilot, giving you the data and the insights you need to fly higher and faster than ever before. It handles the complicated navigation so you can focus on the destination. So the only question left is, where will you fly first?